Hi there, Chan. My name is Ellen, and I'll be correcting these essays for you. Let's take a look and see what you've written. The first essay you sent us is about schools and whether they should be more entertaining. So here is what you said. It is true that the main purpose of education is to teach students with academic knowledge. However, some people argue that nowadays education should be more enjoyable. I agree that the lessons should be more enjoyable because it lets pupils more participate in the classroom actively. This essay will explain my points and use some examples to support. Okay, so I like very much what you've included, the information you've included. You had a very clear position. This is very important. You laid out your introduction very well. However, what I want to fix here is some of the language and some of the cohesion of this paragraph. So let's talk about that a little bit. So it is true that the main purpose of education is to teach students academic knowledge without with. And then I didn't like that you had enjoyable. So you have to do something that makes this more cohesive without repeating yourself, okay? Let's try it. However, some people argue that nowadays education should be more enjoyable. I agree with this viewpoint because entertaining lessons let pupils participate in the classroom more actively. All right, so quite a few changes there. This essay will explain my points and use some examples to support my arguments. Okay, that would have been another good word to use here. So some changes here to make this flow better, make this more advanced, make this more accurate. Let's continue. Firstly, I believe students would have higher motivation to learn if the lesson were more entertaining. This is because enjoyable activities would contribute to a higher level of pleasant feelings. We don't really say this, pleasant feeling in their studies, so that students become more actively to learn. All right, grammar is really an issue here, so we have to fix some of this. This is because enjoyable activities would contribute to more positive feelings towards their studies, making students learn more actively. Okay? For example, research from European Scientific Journal showed that when more okay, I like what you're trying to do here, but it's inaccurate. So research from European Scientific Journal showed that the more pleasant the emotional state, the more engagement students had in their studies. Okay, that would have been better. Therefore, the motivation to learn would be increased when studying in a playful environment. Otherwise, students would have low motivation to learn without any activities. Okay, so as you can see, I had to correct quite a bit of the grammar here. So I want you to work on that. But the good news is that you have the right idea as far as what to include is concerned. So yes to that, but let's work on a little bit of grammatical accuracy. All right, let's move on. Secondly, using digital learning activities when educating students would have more participation in their academic. All right, academics. I don't really understand this. So using digital learning activities would allow students to have more participation in their academics. I think this is what you mean. Some subjects, especially history, are very boring without any designed activities. If teachers designed such enjoyable activities, such as digital learning games, their pupils would become more engaged in studying. For example, Digital learning activities, including visual aids such as pictures and flowcharts, can draw attention to students' mind. No, we don't say this can draw attention to somebody's mind. You want to say something else here, but I'm not really sure what. Can make a student focus more, maybe? Make a student pay more attention? Okay, as a result, students become more focused in their studies. All right, this was okay. What I didn't like is that you kept saying digital learning activities. You have it once, and then you had activities, and you had digital learning games, and you had digital learning activities. So it's a relatively short paragraph, and then you had the same words or similar words throughout the paragraph. So I wanted you to do a little more here. And let's see. I'm not really sure what this paragraph is really even about. I mean, here you're talking about why it's important for the classes to be entertaining. And then here you're simply talking about what methods or what kind of tools they could use to make the classes more engaging. So I didn't really see how this was. You just were kind of getting more specific. Like I didn't feel like you had a new argument. Do you know? Do you know what I mean? So I would have preferred something else here. But again, accuracy was a problem, so I want you to work on that a little bit. All right, let's see. In conclusion, I firmly agree that current education should be more excitement, should be more exciting. You want an adjective here, not a noun. Especially for the low motivation learner, teaching with entertaining activities would be a very effective teaching approach. In the future, it is predicted that education will be more varied, not variable. Okay? So I really like a lot of what you're doing in terms of the content, but what we need to do is work on some of the accuracy to get you to that higher level. Okay? Let's take a look at your second essay here. Okay, as education changes, more people suggest taking part in enjoyable. More people suggest that taking part in an enjoyable activity could. Let's see. Taking part could produce better development. Well, it's not even development, it's the skills that we're concerned about. So I'm not really in agreement with this. Let's try it again. As education changes, more people suggest that taking part in enjoyable activities could develop better skills than reading books can. In my opinion, I agree that youngsters should learn from doing some tasks because they can build up cognitive and creative skills. This essay will explain my viewpoints, not more, and use some examples to demonstrate points to prove arguments. Fine. To begin with, playing fun games such as intellectual games can improve children's '(s) here thinking skills. S. This, not it. This is because playing such games allows children to use their brain to solve problems in a game setting so that they can improve their, I don't understand this. What do you mean their mind stimulus? For example, playing brain teaser puzzle helps youngsters use their logical skills to complete separated pieces. Through play, children can advance their cognitive and creative skills. Therefore, more people should encourage children to learn from enjoyable tasks. Okay, so you can see that I had to correct quite a bit here. Did I understand everything you were trying to say? Yes. But did I also have to correct pretty much every sentence? Also, yes. So I need you to work on this, okay? All right, let's continue. Furthermore, children in their studies should be more interactive, which promotes their other skills. Learning from reading can teach more knowledge and create better academic results. However, Children are less likely to develop other skills, such as social skills. Teachers should give their students, I don't understand this. Teachers should encourage their students to learn and interact with other peers who can improve their interaction skills. No. To improve their interactive skills, maybe. Kind of. I don't really like this interaction skills. How about social skills? How about interpersonal communication skills or communication skills themselves? For example, pupils can express their own thoughts and listen to other students' S apostrophe opinions if teachers design group discussions in the lesson. It is very important for children to study and society in the future. Okay. Doing an enjoyable activity with a child. Okay. All right. Let's come back to this in a minute. In conclusion, I believe children should learn from doing enjoyable activities for better development of skills. Although learning from reading can have better academic results, children's apostrophe S development may just be limited to their study. In the future, it is predicted that more adults will provide more enjoyable activities, IES, for the children to have better development. Okay, so you did something here in this paragraph that I liked. You talked about reading here, and that was important. You did it here, but you didn't do it here. And I wanted you to do the same thing in both paragraphs. The other thing is that you talked about skills through school, and I didn't feel like that was particularly relevant. Like this essay is essentially asking you, it was essentially asking you about free time, about leisure time, and about home. So not so much at school, but it's fine. I understand why you might have interpreted it that way. Let's see. So what were you saying here that they should allow kids to develop social skills? Okay. So yeah, I thought it was fine. So again, just keeping this idea of this comparison between reading and enjoyable activities, and also work on your accuracy a little bit. So the next steps that I need you to do are the following. Number one, correct these essays based on the suggestions you hear in this video. Then you need to create an error correction list. In your error correction list, just write down the mistakes, and then next to each mistake, the corrected version. And you're going to add to that with every essay you get back. And the third thing you need to do is send us a new set of essays. So do all three things, send them together, and let's meet back here with your next set of essays. I hope to see you applying some of the stuff that was discussed in this essay. Okay? So good luck to you, and I'll be looking forward to your next set of essays.